Chiefs definitely have some big name guys who may leave. Specifically on the defensive side, number one, L'Jarius Sneed. That would be a massive loss if he leaves. Do you think they'd be able to retain him?
I think that they should want to, absolutely, because he's pretty young too, and I think that if he likes winning, I think that this is his best place for him. Absolutely.
Yeah, and then you have Chris Jones. That deal's kind of looming on them now, and it's is Travis Kelsey coming back next year? And are you going to be able to give Chris Jones that massive long-term deal that he deserves? Because he definitely showed in the Super Bowl that outside of Patrick Mahomes, he is the most valuable player on defense, and maybe in the league, he's one of the most underrated defensive players where you have people talking about Micah Parsons, Nick Bosa, Aaron Donald still even, and TJ Watt. But all Chris Jones does is make massive, big plays in clutch time when it matters in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that ultimately, inevitably, he is going to walk in free agency. I can see him maybe going to the NFC. Maybe it's a team like the Packers who finally opens up their wallets. Maybe it's a Detroit team, or
Yeah.
maybe it's a team like the Seahawks who have a little bit of cap space. Maybe they take that opportunity to bolster that defense. I think wherever he goes, though, he's going to make that defense 10 times better.
I mean, there's a team in the AFC though, fourth in cap space. Already had a really good defense this year.
I know
No
where this is
state
going.
income tax, so you can maybe get a little bit of a deal there. But how about the Texans signing Chris Jones?
The Texans would be great. Picture him with Will Anderson. That would be disgusting.
I
I'm
mean,
here for that.
already a monster defensive line, and then you have Mike Dana, defensive end. You still have Amenahue, still have George Karlaftis, some good guys who are pass rushers there. So not a massive loss, but then you have a big playmaker like Willie Gay.
Mm, okay.
He's been able to make some plays for you there, but a lot of big players on your defense. Then it's some of your running backs, you may lose some depth there, but easily guys you can replace like Drew Tranquil. But you also have Mike Edwards on defense, who is a massive piece. Your left tackle, Donovan Smith, is a free agent. And pretty much outside of that, it's like Deion Bush, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who just let him walk. Like him and Kadarius Toney are someone who you need to get off of this team.
Yeah, 100%. He'll be a great San Antonio Stampede someday.
Great San Antonio Stampede one day, but I think overall the Chiefs have more big name free agents that they could potentially lose this year, especially with how much you're starting to pay Patrick Mahomes. And it'll be if he will restructure that deal to make room for someone like Chris Jones.
Yeah, I trust the Chiefs because like they had some questions a couple of years ago. How are they going to replace Honey Badger? And they did come in and find a solid replacement for him. Now with Chris Jones, he's a lot bigger piece to fill because I know that Honey Badger was kind of he had been at his peak and he was starting to decline a little bit. But losing someone like if you potentially lose Chris Jones, Willie Gay, these true tranquils of the world, and then some other figures, like that's going to be a big loss to their defense. And their defense was ultimately what elevated them throughout the season when their offense was struggling. So that's a big concern for me for the Chiefs. But I think I trust their process by making it happen somehow.
Yeah, and they've been able to replace guys in the draft. Like they've lost pass rushers before, then in comes someone like George Karloftis making a huge impact in this Super Bowl.
Yeah, 100%.